Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm hoping you can hear me. Good evening, Maria. Good evening, Kathy, Dawn, Anne-Marie, Faye, Trudy, Lynn. Can you guys all hear me? Can you hear me? I need to. We've had a serious issue tonight when literally about to start the show, boom, everything went down. Literally everything went down. All the sound, everything. So Kathy Hanley, welcome, lovely. Can you guys hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Good. Wow. Um, no idea. In fact, I was on the other sound there to Michelle going, everything's gone, and the whole system, boom, shut down. So I'm doing it mashed together tonight. So, but as long as you guys can hear me, that's more important. So, anyway, welcome to Spirit Quest. It's great to see you guys. Thanks for being here, and thanks for hanging around and having the patience. We're already 15 minutes into the show, and literally just have no idea what has gone wrong. But hey, we'll fix it. We'll fix it tomorrow. Let's get the show on and into tonight. So, Spirit Quest, as you know, the journey of life, coming to you live on 105.3 and 107.7 FM, coming from UPRN Talk Radio Network, live from the very beautiful city of New Orleans. So welcome to all of the people listening to us tonight live on FM 107.7 FM in the beautiful city and the surrounding districts of all New Orleans. If you are listening to me in your car, please make sure that you keep your eyes firmly on the road and you come and see us live on YouTube when you get the opportunity to pull in. We've got a lot of people coming in to talk to us live. Christopher James just joined us. And we have, as I say, Dawn saying you're sounding loads stronger. Yes, I'm getting stronger because there's only two stitches left, and they're coming out tomorrow. So fingers crossed. Good to hear that everybody can hear me. And sorry, Monday night was a bit of a hash up, but that's the way things go sometimes. The recording systems that I use here, the microphones and everything, have just gone tiddly. Anyway, so like I say, welcome to the show. Like I said, we're going to have special guests coming in a little while as well. So make sure you stick around for that. And of course, the show is all about what you guys want to talk about. So tell me, literally tell me what it is that you would consider. Any questions on particular areas that you would like me to go into, and we go down that route there. So more importantly, how are you doing? How are you all doing? Roger's here. He's watching. Roger's going to be coming on with me in a little while. Roger and beautiful Faye. Grace Miller, first show. Grace, hi, welcome to the show. Gracie Miller. Mary Erickson, hi, Paul. Good to hear you're feeling a lot better. I am feeling a lot better. It's somebody said to me, what kind of psychic you are? What, you didn't see an operation coming up for yourself? It's funny that we didn't. No, not even my wife saw that coming. Everybody said loud and clear. That's fantastic. So I'm kind of like panic at an end now. I literally was panicking, and the wonderful Michelle jumped straight in and went, don't panic. There's clearly a wee issue here. We'll get it sorted. And she did. And she's like, got the magic touch. So thank you to Michelle for jumping in last second. And I'm sure she does this for loads and loads of people. But she is an unsung hero. Now, don't forget, their show's coming up after this one tonight. And there is a plethora of shows on the UPRN radio network. Make sure you have a look out for those as well. Anyway, tonight is all about you guys and all about the journey of life. So the questions should be all filtered in and around that. So if you've got any questions for me, do fire them across to me. I need to be able to, I can't get to my normal systems because normally what happens is people text me in questions and then of course I read them live on the radio. However, I haven't got access to that right now. So we'll pick that up as the show goes on. Amanda's just joined us. Welcome to the show, Amanda. Commiserations on your attempt on your exams there, but I'm sure you'll get it second time round. That's just the way life goes sometimes. I was terrible at examinations. I was back in my junior days. I was terrible. I was brilliant at practical, and I could answer questions in the classroom and in the theaters and stuff when we were reading stuff like that. No problem at all. It was when I was set down under pressure with examinations, I panicked a bit because I'm dyslexic. So it took me longer to read the questions because I had to read them over and over and over to get the gist of the questions. And back then, I wasn't really sort of, dyslexia wasn't really looked upon as being, something we need to focus on. But I passed all the practicals and all the orals. It was just the written exams that I had problems with. So, but there you go. It's all down to that. Later on, I've written 4 books, and later on I got degrees in other areas of my life. So that's just the way it goes. I wouldn't worry about it. Just do it again. Hi Emma, lovely to see you. Thanks for being here tonight. So I there's an area that I keep getting a question on, and I'm kind of, I don't really necessarily want to go into answering that area of business because it is a kind of a hurtful area, but people ask me the same question over and over. Do people who take their own lives go to the same place? And the answer is yes, they do. It's what your religious base teaches you, and that's where the fear factor jumps in. But I can tell you here and now, the amount of people that have come to me and claimed responsibility for how they've gotten there, and are usually first out of the gate to try and help people on this side. So yes, please stop worrying about that. See, what I don't want to do, it's a really difficult area to answer a question like that, because what you don't want to do is kind of in any way, shape, or form demean anybody's faith system. No, that's not something I do. If your faith system is perfect and works for you, it's perfect and works for you. But I can only share with you my knowledge over 35 years of working in this field. And I have had multiples of people come to me from the other side of life, and they stand there and they put their hands like this, and they do that. And that to me means I claim responsibility for my actions. So that responsibility can be in multiples of ways. Like, for example, they may have been driving erratically and they crash and they go to the other side of life. So they claim responsibility, say, no, that was me. And that's the way it works. So Faye says, I've been working on the concept of coincidences that are not actually coincidences. Let's bring that up on the screen so everybody else can see that. I've been working on the concept of coincidences that are not actually coincidences. There's so much more to it than that. Yes, there is. I'm a big believer that you have to be in a certain place at a certain time to be able to acknowledge, something that happens in your life. I mean, I've said to many people, listen out for music, listen out for songs, and that will remind you of somebody in particular. But you have to be in that particular spot at that particular time to hear that song. So that's not a coincidence. That's a combination of the factor of their work on their side and you being, doing what you're doing on your side. So it's a combination of both. So that's why I always call it symbiotic. Bob Evans has just said to me, can you tell me that there's spirits around you? I can guarantee you, Bob, that there are spirits around you. Your family who've crossed over you, they don't just abandon you when they go to the other side of life. Okay, they are definitely around you. But especially if you live in an older property, for example, but if it's not a family property. So if you say, for example, you bought an old farmhouse, just for example, well, the energies of the people who lived there before, their energy will be there because it'll be imprinted on the property, and you can pick up on their energies. It's like, it's left in the ether. but solar spirits visit the particular property because a lot of people, you know, loved where they grew up, but loved where they live, so they will come back and visit that place as well. So it's very often the case you'll pick up on both. You'll pick up on the energies imprinted on the property or even an object, and you will also pick up on energies who lived in that property prior to you purchasing it. I mean, I'm just using that as an idea, Bob. So, but absolutely, spirit energies are around us constantly. Now, that being said, you know, our family, you know, so say for an example, mom and dad, brother, sister, husband, wife, they don't stand and watch over us all day, every day. That's not how it works. Okay, that's a misconception. They do watch over you, but it's called the next life for a reason. The next life. There's the clue. They have stuff to do over there. It's the improvement and the betterment of the soul. So it's a constant learning and discovery and movement. So they don't stand and watch over you all the time. They will come to you on your when you need them. When you need them most, that they do come to you and they do help you out. Please, Bill, if you can, please help me by sharing the show. Please make sure that if you come and join me and you're watching me through YouTube, make sure that you click the subscribe button. Whack that subscribe button. Don't forget, hit the thumbs. I need you to smash that like button. Smash that like button and share the show out there with the rest of the world. Invite your friends and family to come and join us. Tonight's show is all about a discussion. It's a discussion. It's a two-way discussion between us, and I'm happy to answer questions and give you sort of ideas and focuses to help you go in different ways. So, Bob, the answer to the question is yes, definitely. They're around you. Bob says, my dad built the house I'm in. Perfect. Then you can be rest assured that dad will be around, if that's assuming that he's in spirit, of course. And other family members will take that opportunity to come in there. But don't forget, these are good questions, by the way, Bob. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Not only will the property itself and the ether and the energies that have been imprinted on that particular property, but the area now where the house was built. So now I'm going to use my old house for an example. My old house, the house that I lived in before this one, was built on a pathway where the locals, going right back to the early 1900s, they walked through a pathway to get to the village, to get to the markets. So my house was actually uniquely built right in the center of that pathway. And the weird thing about it is my front door was on the path. So at night you would see people walking right through my front door and right out through, weirdly enough, my bathroom. So in through the front door, straight out through the bathroom. But they were ghosts on their way to the marketplace still. So the ether and the energy was built up in the area, and you can pick up on that as well. That could be a big contributing factor to what goes on in and around your house. But especially, Bob, if your dad built the house in, because his energies would have been very much imprinted on the house itself, and the energies of the family building up as well. So the more great strength and energies and love that you build in that home, the more your loved ones can use that energy to connect with you. Okay. Now here's a big question I'm going to ask you guys. All right. So I'm going to ask you guys this, and I want you to sort of evaluate this up in here and in here. Right. Now, really, really, really take this on board, because this is vital, not only to Bob's answer, to everybody else's answer as well. So think about this for a second. When it's your time to go home, when you go home, are you going to want to talk to a medium to talk to your family, or are you going to want to talk to your family direct? Which is it? Which would you prefer? Talk directly to your family, or do you want it to come through a medium to get to your family? That's a strong question. Far away. I want to say hi to Mark. Welcome to the show, Mark. Good to see you. Christopher says, "Can I have a reading?" Christopher, I don't do readings on a Thursday night. But I do readings. The show on Monday night, Reach Across Live, is dedicated solely to that. Tonight's all about sort of the learning concept of discovering what spirit's all about and how you are connected to spirit yourself. And so it's more of a teaching you how to really connect yourself. So the show is called Spirit Quest: The Journey of Life, and it's all about that. Alison Turnbull, Alison, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Amanda says shared. Everybody's going shared. Thank you so very kindly. Shared with all my friends. Christopher says, yes, your loved ones are definitely around. Oh, you can bet your bottom dollar on that one. Bet your partner. Bet. Actually, there's many stories about my bathroom, which, back in the, not the one now, but there was I remember one night I was going to do a theater show, and I was getting myself all prepped at home. It was a local theater, and I was getting myself all prepped at home and getting my mind into everything I had to do. I decided around about midday, 1 o'clock. I thought, well, I'll have a shower now and just get, and then rest for the afternoon before I go to the theater. And I was standing in my shower, and I could just hear this. And I'm thinking, weirdly enough, I was facing the wall, so my back was to the bathroom was behind me. And as I kind of turned around like this here, I could pick up this really young energy there. And I went, hi. And I just heard, you'll be seeing my mom tonight. And I went, okay. And I'm like instantaneously starting to cover up, like this here. Funny as hell. So I said to her, like, it's really good idea that you go and stay with mom right now. And at the same time, I'm sending messages to Sean going, what the hell is going on? Get this child out of my room, out of my house. Oh my God. That actually happened. Well, and truly. Think about that for a second. Oh my God. What the hey? Neil Carr's joined us. Neil, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Good day or good evening. It's good evening for me. It's 9:30 p.m. here in the UK, and 4:30 in Eastern. Welcome to everybody. Good afternoon. Again, a big hi to everybody listening to us on 107.7 FM. Listening to us in the beautiful city of New Orleans, and of course, coming to you live through the UPRN Talk Radio Network. Thanks to Joe and Michelle and the team for making that possible. Now, coming after tonight's show, you will have Michelle and Amelia with their show Outer Realms, as well as a plethora of other shows available for you to watch through the UPRN Talk Radio Network. Faye says, I would definitely want to talk directly to my family. Absolutely, of course you would. Bob, answering your question to us all. Thank you very much, Bob. So keep the questions coming. This is what it's all about. It's all about Q&A. It's all about learning and discovering together. That's why it's called the journey of life. Okay. Sort of concepts are never close your mind down to discovery. Okay. There's no. My wife taught me this, oddly enough. One story's good till another one's told. So you may have been sort of outlaid on how certain things work, and I come from a very, very religious background. My uncle was a bishop, so I was, until I started discovering the world, and I discovered more and more and more. I discovered all about sort of Zen Buddhism. I discovered Native American concepts. I discovered Aboriginal concepts. I discovered the Norse mythology concepts, and I was thinking to myself, okay, there has to be honesty and truth in all of these concepts. So how can there only be one? How can there only be one heaven? Does that heaven have sections like the earth does? So my desire and need to grow in knowledge just went exponentially, boom, like that. But that was motivated because I was frightened of dying. Until, of course, I experienced 2 NDEs, and my fear of dying, it just dissipated. But what I really understood by that was I'm not in any hurry to get to the other side of life. Ooh, Gosh, no, I want to hang out here for as long as possible. What it did was it gave me a far better understanding and a far better craving for life. It really taught me to not waste my time. That's what I really really learned. I learned to cherish literally every second of every single day, every opportunity with my wife and family, every opportunity to gather every single second and everything that life has to offer me. Today, for an example, I was sitting down by the ocean with Holly, my dog, and I was waiting on Maya finishing school before I had to go and get Johanna. Johanna was having a bit of a pamper day, which she deserves. And I was sitting there, and it was a really grey day. I mean, proper grey. Everything kind of just merged into this greyness. So the weather was not good at all. Actually, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in any such thing as bad weather. Billy Connolly, my hero, he says to me, "There's no such thing as bad weather. There's just the wrong clothing." I love that. But anyway, so the day it's not that wonderful. It's warm, but it's grey. And lo and behold, just over to my left on a log lands a red admiral butterfly. Mind blowing. And I looked over and I went, "Oh my gosh, a red admiral!" And it just fluttered down and it sat on the log beside me. And I realized its colors were striking. It was beautiful. Now, as you know, butterflies are a symbol of growth and change for the positive. From the little caterpillar comes a beautiful butterfly. So I was sitting there thinking, in this such a grey day comes this amazing gift of color and life. And I just thought to myself, oh my God, I realized that. I went, wow, I've just realized that. So it's kind of one of those eureka, not Europa, eureka moments where you think, oh my God, all the stuff that I teach, sometimes every now and again you could be teaching it and you teach it as verbatim because you understand it, and you understand it, fully, and you're teaching it fully, but sometimes it just like a baker making bread. When he makes his first 3 or 4 loaves, he's like, wow, 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 and to the point where he's just making loaves. But today, when that eureka moment happened, I was like, oh my God, life is there if you look for it. In this grayness of a day where everything blended, I popped this beauty. And I just thought, oh my God, it's there if you look for it. That's what it was. Roger says, I'll just bring Roger up here. Alison Roberts. Hi, Alison. Welcome to the show. Paul, I had a lady spirit follow me into the bathroom when I was doing a spirit tour at God knows how to pronounce that word, mansion in Texas. All right, Roger, how'd you handle it? Actually, tell you what, don't tell us. Don't tell us. I'm going to bring you onto the show in a little while and you can tell everybody there. So normally I have you for 90 minutes. Tonight is 50 minutes. We were 15 minutes late in getting the show underway. So we literally have just under an hour to enjoy tonight's Spirit Quest. But I'm truly thankful in all of you guys being there. I want to take this opportunity to say, guys, how ecstatic and how thankful I am to you for backing me up this week. It's been a weird week, a painful week. I normally am really well shaven, as you know, and I couldn't really shave this week because every part of my face ached. But hey, we're getting better. We're really getting better. So that's what it's all about, focusing on that. So keep those questions coming, and welcome to Spirit Quest. I'm your host, Paul Francis. If you've just joined us, on Facebook, why not come out of Facebook and go into YouTube? At the top of YouTube, you will see a search bar. Type into that search bar, Paul Francis Medium, and you will be brought straight back to the show. In which case, you can join the show by subscribing to the show. Please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that little bell icon. So every time we release a new show, you'll be advised that it's being released or it's coming up. And of course, I really need you to like the show. That's important. Please make sure you click that like button. But share, 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 share. Right, let's see who's adding to it. Tia. Hi Tia, welcome to the show. Good to see you. I hope you're good. Late again tonight. Hey Tia, it's better to be late than not here at all. I would rather you were late than not turn up. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Faye says, good to see you're feeling better. Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm taking less and less painkillers. That's why I'm a little bit more alert. My apologies to all of the people who I had to defer in relation to private one-to-one readings, but I have a rule. Literally I've either got to give you 100% or I won't give you anything at all. And when you're taking very strong, powerful painkillers, you're not completely compos mentis. And I said, listen, guys, could we please put these one-to-ones off till next week? Of which it's happened. So for all of you guys who have got who've pushed your one-to-ones back to next week, thank you, and thank you for your patience. But I would rather give you 100% than a half-assed approach. So Dawn says your hair's had a yeah, my hair has, it does that. My hair goes short, 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 bang. It's like an explosion in my head. Neil Carr says, let's have a read what Neil says. I became passionate in dedicating my life's great work as being in pursuit of knowledge, self-realization. It was kicked off in the ninth grade year after Weird Illusions, Harback and the Little Prince. Oh, interesting. Interesting, Neil. I'd love to know about what your progression is. What is it that you feel that you've kind of you've gotten out of your life work, and what would you like to sort of pass on, as it were? I'm writing a book at the moment called Walking with the Light, and the book it's a kind of, what's the right way to describe the book? After 35 years, I have an immense amount of knowledge to share with the world. Okay. So a lot of people ask me, especially when I'm doing theater shows, I always open the shows up with Q&A, because the best thing to do is get everybody relaxed, and the best thing to do is get everybody into one mind, and then I teach everybody how I work, because not all mediums work the same. And so in that, Q&A is great. So I start sort of sharing the various bits of knowledge I've picked up about this world, spirit and energies on this world, energies on this world, connections in and out of religious implications, and how what I call the process works. So when we go from here to there, I refer to that as the process. And I believe that it's the duty of every medium to be able to teach their clientele that as well. So the audiences should learn that. I feel I should teach the audience, because not everybody in a 2,000 theater is going to get a reading. Although I keep my readings short and sharp, I believe one-to-one should be done one-to-one in not in a theater environment. So I kind of make them like skips, little bits of information about who's around you, how they're connected to you. They want to say hello, and everything's going well. On to the next one. People don't pay to go and watch a medium do a one-to-one for one person. So the idea being is, I feel that all of the knowledge that's gathered from people throughout, people who work in our field, should be then filtered. So the book that I'm writing, called Walking with the Light, has big sort of links into how and what I picked up over this time, and also how that knowledge has turned into teaching. So that's why it's called Walking with the Light. But I get asked so much about how I find out that I what I do, So I kind of built it into like not a memoir. That's not the right word. Yes, it is kind of like a story of my life, but it's also a story of how how I've built up my knowledge of the spirit world and how that knowledge should be shared. So it's kind of that's coming. It's not coming as quick as I'd like it to come, but nonetheless, at the end of the day, I'd rather it come out perfect than half-assed. I learned that through the Safeway, because the Safeway was I'd written the Safeway. The editors went, we don't. There's a lot of it, and we don't need this bit, and so they cut it down. So when we released the second version of the Safeway, they put some back into it, and I said, listen, I wrote that book as an entire, and I want it released fully. And that's when the third and final version of the Safeway came out, which is called the deluxe version, which has got everything in it. So I'm not going back to revamping the Safeway in any way, shape, or form. But the new book will be, it's not going to come in, sections 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be one book. I'm enjoying writing it. I write in it pretty much every day. So it's got various aspects and various bits and pieces that I've taken out and connections through spirit, information that I've drawn through conversations with spirit, conversations with clientele that I'm allowed to remember, information about how spirit can help us on a physical, metaphysical way. Loads of stuff coming. Kathy says, Paul, as I've been raising my vibrations and my frequency, I have been seeing shadows out of the corner of my eye. It makes me feel I'm on the right track of my process. Yes, indeedy. Now, right. I can't, I'm kind of going into teach mode here, which is, I do seminars for this. But anyway, it's one thing raising your vibrations and learning how to work with the vibrations and the energies. Then you should also be learning and discovering and practicing protection as well. Protection. You talk to any of my students, they'll tell you about the 3 P's. Protection of self, protection of environment, and protection of client. Okay? Self, aura, self, environment, where you work, and client, the people you work with or for or who are around you. So if you don't become a professional medium or a semi-professional medium or psychic, you still have people in your house that need protecting. Protection of self, protection of environment, and protection of client or people. Faye says, looking forward to that new book. I'm looking forward to, actually, you know what, the more I write in it, the more I get more ideas to add to it. So I'm enjoying it. Emma says, where will I be able to get the book when you release it? Oh, don't worry, I'll be doing a big formal release on here. And I'll be talking about it and showing you pictures of it. And then it will most likely be released through places like Amazon, Waterstones, places like that. So don't worry. Tia says, you really need to get the book out on all. Yes, we're working on that as well. I promise you, hand over heart, I am working on doing the Safeway in an audio version. It takes planning. You can't just run up, sit down, open a book, and start reading chapter 1. It takes planning. It takes ideals, because sometimes, although that being said, I have had people say to me when they've been reading this Safeway, they can hear my voice, which that's really nice, actually. Because I kind of write it as I would say it. So, but that seems sometimes when you write it, you can't just say it. So it has to take a wee bit of planning. And then having the technological concept in place to make sure everything works. And again, it's not a matter of just recording tons of audio. It's how it's supposed to be sectioned, how it's supposed to be. Trust me, there's a lot. But I'm working on it nonetheless. In fact, next Tuesday, I have my producer coming over, and that'll be one of the discussions. Florence has joined us. Florence, good evening. Welcome. Lovely to see you. Thanks very much for being here. So keep the questions coming, folks. It's amazing, and I can't believe my gosh, we're on 10 to 9. Sorry, 10 to 10 already. Woof, we're nearly up on an hour. So yes, the what's coming out on audio. Well, actually, all the books will be coming out in audio. So the very first one will be the Safeway, that'll be coming out. Then the Little Book of Quick Wisdom, that'll be coming out in audio. There will be videos, DVDs coming out, or downloadable video on the training on how to meet your guides and so on and so forth. And then there will be the audio for the meditation CDs, DVDs. All those have been done as well. I can call you Flo. Thank you, Flo. I thank you very much. You can call me Mr. Francis. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. You may call me Paul, please. I have your book, The Safeway. It's my Bible for protection. I've gotten the deluxe version yet. Kathy, bless your heart. Thank you so very, very much. A few people have said it's become their Bible. I wrote it so that I could really get rid of the flowery stuff. I don't mean that disrespectfully. Please don't ever think that I'm disrespectful of anybody's point of view. Not at all. I'm open to points of view because I could learn from them. But I got rid of all of the flowery stuff. It really doesn't need to be there, you know. My thought process is make it simple, make it effective, and make it easy to remember. That's the way I work. Margaret says, "Can I get a reading?" Margaret, I don't do readings on this particular show. This is called Spirit Quest: The Journey of Life. Tonight's show is more about discussions, more about discovery. It's a journey. It's called The Journey of Life, so it's a journey of discovery where I can I'll answer questions for you, Margaret. By all means, you know, if you want to learn about the process, learn about how energy works around you, blah blah blah. So the Spirit Quest, The Journey of Life, that show is all about, or this show is all about that. I have a show on Monday nights, which is called Reach Across. Now that show is dedicated completely to reads. Okay, so Monday night at 8 p.m. UK time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern, it's called Reach Across with Paul Francis, and that show is just reads, focused completely on reads. Please come back to watch that one as well. But if you're watching me tonight through YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and click the little bell icon so you'll be advised as to when the new shows are coming out. Neil says, let's have a look. When I was 15, transcendental meditation, the numerology. Then at 25, esoteric magic. 1999, if something my foundation in joining the hair. I'm sorry, let's just say I'm dyslexic, so joining the Hare Krishnas. Oh, I'm assuming that must be Hare Krishnas. Last year I find I'm hybrid from Orion. Crazy run. Well, discovery is all about discovery and learning and keeping your mind open to learning new stuff. Your journey is only starting. It's not any remotely close to that. I like that you were straightforward, says Kathy. Yes, straightforward, no messing about, and there's no need for flowery stuff. There's no need for it. The stuff in the Safeway was specifically about the fundamentals of working, really, and doing it the safe way. Okay, hence the name of the book. Although I did get a lot of ribbing out of it. A lot of people took the mickey out of me. What's your next book going to be called? Morrison's. Safeway being a big store in the what used to be here in the UK, but it's in the United States. And Morrison's took over from Safeway, so they were saying your next book going to be called Morrison's. Yeah, that's a new one. Flo, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not going to show you guys, but I've still got stitches under my tongue, and it is still, and I'm feeling a lot better than I did Monday night. Gosh, I was feeling terrible Monday night, but I'm feeling a lot better today. Lots and lots of meds, lots and lots of um, stuff to clean your mouth out, which is horrible. But hey, we're winning, which is more important. Oh God, it's vile stuff. It's like I'm not going to go into this horrible stuff. Anyway, so just to remind you, we are coming to you live on 105.3 right up to 107.7 FM from the beautiful city of New Orleans through the UPRN, that's the United Public Radio Network. Coming to you live from the city and from the whole state of New Orleans. And thank you to all of the beautiful people of New Orleans to listening to us live on the FM radio stations and airwaves. Of course, tonight is being brought to you from UPRN, which has a multitude of fantastic shows. Coming right after this one tonight will be my dear friend Michelle and Amelia with their show, Outer Realms. Make sure you stick around for that. Amanda says this is an uncomfortable spot to have stitches. You don't say. it's blooming awkward, and during the I'm going off piece here, but I'm Irish. We do that. I woke myself up on what was it, Tuesday night? Yeah, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, in the middle of the through the night, and I bit my tongue because my tongue had swollen again, and I bit it in the middle of the night. Woke myself up, because that like electric shock you get when you bite your tongue. Bloody hell, did that hurt! Like I say, all day yesterday, today, I'm feeling a lot better. Mrs. Speedy recovery. Thank you so kindly. A lot of just doing what I'm told. You know what? Literally doing what I'm told. Resting. I couldn't really talk right, so I really didn't do any reads, and I just let myself rest and focused on books and stuff. And that. My face was really painful, so I'm a little bit unshaven. So I'll shave shortly. Neil says, I really started as far back as I can remember at 4 with a close encounter with a 3-foot owl. And there is a 3-foot owl, but it's in real life. I've had one in my arms. The 3-foot owl is called an eagle owl, and it's a real live creature. Also a tall humanoid being that both glowed like silver. I'm 52 and only beginning to realize what it means. So keep those questions coming, ladies and gentlemen. Come and ask me what you'd like. What is it you wanted to discuss tonight? And as I say, because with the technical issues we've had for some God knows what reason, I can't really. Normally, I get texts from you and asking questions, so I couldn't do that. Now, before I go anywhere tonight, I'm going to be bringing in my dear pal Roger. So I'm just going to get the system lined up to bring Roger in. Where is Roger? Roger and Faye. So if I find Roger and Faye, I will bring them into you right now. But oh, there he is. Okay, I'm going to control that. There we go. Okay. All right. So in a moment, any moment now, we'll be joined by those dear, lovely people. Flo says, "Are there any spirits around me?" Flo, I guarantee you, here's the best time to think about it. First and foremost, especially if you're going through an issue or you're definitely coming up on an anniversary. Anniversary is usually when they're around you most. So if you're coming up on a birthday, an anniversary, then think of the people connected to that particular birthday and anniversary, and the likelihood of them being around you is fairly high. But also, if you're when you need somebody specific, like a mom, dad, I mean, I always call them both. I can feel when they're around me. I can also feel when my mom's around me. When I'm starting to doubt myself, oh, she comes flying in. And I always say she comes flying in on her broom. She used to tell me off. Well, I see there's a young gentleman who's come and joined me tonight. Oh, he's doing his.
Maybe I need my mic plugged in again. I don't know.
I don't know if you guys can hear him or not, but I can hear him. I'll let him chat away while he gets himself together.
Can you hear? Nothing?
Roger, I
Nothing.
can hear you.
I'm on the deal, but
Oh
oh, now I hear him.
yeah, I
I
can
hear
hear
him.
you anyway.
Hello, hello.
What in God's name accent was that?
Oh,
You can't hear me?
I can.
You can or you can't?
Yes.
Let me get you
Yes.
out of this other stuff, okay?
Okay. We got that echo again
Yeah.
Yes, you got too many mics open.
and a delay.
Are you done?
Now can you hear me, Paul?
Yep.
Okay. I can hear you.
There's a little bit of a delay in the voices. I can hear myself coming back through your
No,
system
I'm
again.
a
So
little slow today.
you're lucky you got a super tech behind you called Faye. You need
Okay.
to turn your main whatever you're listening to me on the speakers down because I can hear myself. No, listen to me on your headset, but turn the
Okay.
hyperspeakers down.
But I can hear you on my computer too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 'Cause I'm hearing myself twice.
Are you giving me the Mickey?
Nope, I'd never do that. And actually, here's the wife.
Okay.
Neil Carr says, "How did you start to have your gifts, your knowledge, and the ability to share and help others? I don't know where to start. I do read cards and I also write." Well, my my initial outlet was via just a gentleman sitting in a room chair, and I was 5 years old when that happened, and he was talking to me. I'm just going to.
There.
I'm just going to let Roger sort that out because I'm hearing myself coming round and round and round.
Yeah. I'm gonna just.
So basically, what happened, Neil,
Same
was
clothes.
a gentleman turned up in one of the living rooms of my old house, and I was just talking to him like I'm talking to you guys. But no, I wasn't aware that anybody else could see him. I just thought he was there with the family. It turns out he was family, but he was a family member who had passed 20 years before I was even born. So that was my first integration. And then they just sort of come in and out as I was growing through my childhood into my young adulthood, into my teenage life, and into my older life. They when I got crikey around about my 30, well 20 25 mark, they came back with a vengeance. Roger's got a good. Roger will tell you how he kicked off. So how did you kick off your spiritual career?
By accident.
Yeah, tell everybody how that worked.
Well, I got out of the hospital and I'm hearing that echo again.
Yeah.
I got out of the hospital and next thing you know it, I heard like a convention outside of my window. And 3 times I went to the window to tell everybody to be quiet so I could sleep, and there was no one there. Wow,
Your
that's
mic's
just
feeding
really
back,
bad.
Roger.
Yeah, I know. It really is.
Keep going with your story, though.
But anyway,
Oh my gosh. Hi.
I'm
You need
trying
to turn
to.
your main speakers down and go into your headset.
Well, I can hear you this way too, Paul. But
Yeah,
this
but
is
your mic's
really
feeding back.
bad.
Hold on.
Here, plug these in.
No, wait a second. Just shh.
Like you said, I got my assistant here. Oh boy.
Well, you're lucky, Roger. I mean, you've only got feedback to worry about. I have
I'm sorry, Paul. I don't know what happened. Mic is not plugged in or nothing.
Oh, I tell you what it is. It's actually Faye's mic.
Okay, I'll take it off.
Okay, she said she's gonna take hers off.
It's all right. I've just muted Faye's mic, so don't worry.
Well, these are working real good, Paul, as you can see.
It's okay. I've muted Faye's mic from this side, so
Okay.
I still hear a wee bit of a delay. It's still picking it up, but we'll figure it out.
Anyway, I found out talking to my daughter when I was living in Texas. I talked to my daughter and I asked her about a guy by the name of Paul, of all things. I said, "Who's Paul?" And she goes, "He's a friend of mine." I said, "Call him right now." I said, "I'm picking up something very ugly. I don't know how I'm doing this, but I'm getting it." She goes, "No, I'll call him later." I said, "No, you call him now and call me back." So when she called this guy Paul, he answered hello, and she said, "What are you doing?" My dad said, "Getting something ugly." And he started crying, and he said, "I had to put the gun down to answer the phone."
Wow,
He was just about to boom.
wow. Well, you see, you were brought in. Your gift was brought in at the right time for the right reasons.
Right. And then there's a lot of times where it's not brought in at the right time.
Well, that's what I didn't know. Like for example, somebody was taking to make a friend, and they were making fun of me. They said, "You must be some good psychic. You didn't know you were going to have an operation in the tongue."
Now that's just
So, no, we I did say this on Monday night, but about 2 weeks before, I had a vision of me lying in a hospital bed. But I thought it was just a memory, and I just thought, never thought anything more about it because I'm in the hospital constantly with Johanna when she's getting her treatment. So I never thought more about it. So then, of course, I went into the doctor on Friday, and they went, "We don't like this. This has got to come out." And I was thinking, okay, I'll expect to hear from you. And he went, "No, no, no. We want you in tomorrow."
well. Let me throw this at you.
Hmm.
Just yesterday, I had to go to the doctor because I had a swollen esophagus,
Right?
and I was dealing with that, and it hurt, a lot of pain and all that. And how is it that if somebody is trying to tell us both to shut up? Because I get the swollen esophagus, you get the thing under your tongue. You know, it's
Well,
crazy.
I'm used to being told to shut up, but it's usually by the wife.
Well, mine just goes, "Can you leave?"
Mine just yells at me. So
Do you want me to tell you that story, Paul, about the lady following me into the bathroom?
please, yes, yes. The floor is yours.
Okay, well, I was in Texas. When I was living down in Texas, I got invited to go to this mansion called the Moshe Mansion. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And while I was there, I was expecting to go, just look around and whatnot. And there were a lot of psychics that were there. And all of a sudden, this group of Asian people came in. And they asked me, they said, "Roger, can you do us a favor?" And I said, "Sure, what's up?" They said, "Can you give these people a tour?" And I looked and I said, "I don't do that. They said, "No, you can do it. I know you can do it, being what you are and all that." I said, "Okay." I said, "If you people don't mind following me, let's go." So we went down in the basement. I told them what I saw. I saw people chained up to the wall and whatnot. There was a section where there was women that were also chained up to the wall, and this one big guy. I mean, he was there like a bodyguard. And I went there and I went up. There's keep this in mind, Paul. The whole basement is empty,
Yeah.
but I'm seeing this. And I told the guy, the bouncer guy, I said, "Hey, we need mean no harm." I said, "We're just coming to take a look." And so he just went like this and moved to the side. And we all looked in, and they're all looking, and they go, "It's empty. What does he see? It's empty." So we're walking to the other one where the men are, and I stopped. And I said, "There used to be a well right here." I said, "A big old well. I can see it. There's water and everything." And I said, "Okay, come on." So we kept going, and this is a cement floor. We're walking, and we go to the section where the men are. And this one guy, this poor guy, I'll never forget that. There was three guys chained up to the wall like this. One guy had a chain around his ankle, and he was following me, and I could hear like that where it would stop, and he had to go back.
Yeah.
And after all of that happened, I told the people that, let's go upstairs now. We went upstairs and did the tour upstairs. And it turns out that everything that I said to those people, the psychic that was on the first tour came up to me and said, Roger, he said, we have everything on film that you said exactly to the T. And I said, can I get a copy of that?
Now, for some reason, my camera has decided it's going down as well. So I have severe issues tonight.
It's the Paul. It's
Okay,
the,
Paula, I'll leave.
we'll take over from here, Paul.
Yeah.
I love
I'm
the
telling you what, I don't know what is going on tonight, but there's definitely an issue.
Well, the spirits are telling you to relax. Take it easy.
Where'd he go?
Are you there, Paul? Hello, hello, hello. Lynn loves that. So here we are, Latino Psychic Business.
I don't know
Oh,
what.
God, I love it.
Well, this is crazy. So, anybody have any questions? Paul, where are you?
Yeah, Paul.
We just have to keep on going.
Michelle?
Oh my gosh.
She's laughing. And Paul's laughing too. Keep it going. We're trying, Paul. Believe me, we're
We
trying.
didn't really need to take over the show. Absolutely not. So, yes, there is somebody here. You know what? I invited people from the Latinos page, your Latino page, and I wonder if that's what happened. If that
I
has
got
a
somebody trying to call me, but
Okay.
I'll tell you.
So that was a great story, wasn't it? Okay.
Well, it's a true story. That's how it
Yeah.
really happened. I just came walking in the door. Next thing you know, I get confronted with these people. Can you take these people on a tour? And I'm going, okay. So then, I might as well tell the rest of the tour. We go up, we're going up the stairs to the second floor. And there was this girl reading a book in a window. There was like a landing in a window right there going up to the stairs. And I told her, I said, excuse me, I said, we don't mean any harm. I said, you can continue reading. I said, I just got to take these people upstairs. And once again, all the people are going, who's he talking to? Nobody's there. So we get upstairs, get to the top of the stairs, and there's this guy, folks, I don't mean to be gross or nothing, but there was this guy who was in his underwear, and he apparently had shot himself in the head. And there was blood all over the place, and I just wanted to get away from that, and I continued on. And I told the people, I said, give me a minute. I said, I have to go to the bathroom, because there was a bathroom there. There was a couple sitting on a bench in front of the bathroom. And so I said, can you folks excuse me? I said, I'm going to go in, but there was nobody there. This is all in spirit. So I go into the bathroom. I'm going to do my business in there. Here comes this lady behind me. And she's going like that. I said, ma'am, I said, do you mind? I said, I want to go to the bathroom. Get out of here. And she's like that. I said, please, would you just please leave? And she walked out through the door now. She walked out. I did my business. I came back out and I went, jeez. I said, I can't even go to the bathroom without a spirit following me. So then we continued on to the tour, and I showed him some more of what I saw. This is all in spirit. The second floor is empty, but everything I saw, when I came back downstairs, they said, what did you see? And I told them exactly what I saw. They said, you're right. They said, we have it all on film. The psychic that did the first tour has it on film, and everything you're saying is on film right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was something. I'll never forget that one, I'll tell you that. And then to top it off, somebody had burned the mansion.
Completely down?
After we did the tour and everything, it caught on fire some odd way.
Oh, that's very sad.
Yep.
That's very sad.
But this is down, I think it was in Seguin, Texas, that the Moshe mansion was. And if anybody knows of anybody who's got that film, please connect them with me, because I would love to have a copy of it.
Well, this is actually, so for people just joining us, I hope they're not confused by seeing our mugs instead
Right.
of Paul Francis's mug. It's really.
Did you say mug?
This is Paul Francis show,
Polito, where are you, Polito?
and it's wild. This is wild.
This never happened to us that I can, this
I
is
don't know how to fix the mics.
I
know
don't
how to-
either.
I don't know how to fix the sound.
Well, you guys can hear me and everything's coming out okay,
Everything's
so
like
we're
an echo.
okay.
I'm so sorry about that. I don't
Michelle's
know.
probably going like this, pulling her hair. Why can't you fix this?
Yes, we did. We didn't know we would be working
Oh,
again.
Lord.
No, we did not. But I think he's gone. I think he's left us.
Well, is he gonna be? No,
Daddy,
well, he can't do the
Dad.
sign off. I can't do a sign off. He has to do it.
Well, I think Michelle's driving in the
But anyway,
background.
folks, while we're on, don't forget us on Saturday morning. We're gonna do this mugs for you at 10:30 in the morning Central Standard Time. We can get it in. Paul's not looking, so we can do it right now. Oh Lord,
Nothing like
this
taking
is funny.
advantage. Okay. Well, I think we're testing the technical issues to the
Right.
max, perhaps. Maybe this is a good experience. Here's another life lesson. Am I
Can you
wrong?
put up Gracie Miller's deal, please,
I don't
Michelle?
know.
Hello,
can't.
Michelle.
Oh, but I don't think she can. I think she's busy elsewhere.
Oh,
So why
okay.
don't you just read it? I'll read it. Roger, can you sense when you're about to experience the spirits?
I just walk into a room and I can see them. It's crazy, but I see a lot of stuff that I don't want to see.
You do, as you walk into any place like anywhere,
Real
restaurant.
quick, like
Yeah.
there was a time that I was eating some menudo. I love menudo, and there was a
What
place
is that?
called
Tell
Rockies.
the people of the world what that is.
It's tripe, okay? It's a
Okay.
soup.
It's a soup.
And it was at a place called Rockies on Pleasanton Road in San Antonio. There's a plug for Rockies because they got good menudo. And there was these two cops that walked in, and I was eating, and all of a sudden I got a message. So I went over to the cop and I said, "Sir, can I talk to you for a minute?" And he grabbed his gun right away. And I went, "Hey, hang on." I said, "I just want to talk to you." He goes, "What do you want?" I said, "I'm supposed to tell you Bobby's okay." And his eyes got real big, and I said, "Do you know somebody named Bobby?" He goes, "Yes, that's my aunt." I said, "Well, she's okay." I said, "When was the last time you called home?" He goes, "It's been a while." I said, "Brother, you better call." Now, this is a big black dude, and he was afraid of me, little old me. But he said thank you, and I went back to eat. I get a lot of those.
Um, I just got a message from Paul,
Yes.
a little reminder.
For what?
Oh, okay. We will have, if Paul cannot get back on, we'll sign him off in the next half hour.
Right. You have
And
been
that-
listening to Spirit Quest, ladies and gentlemen, here on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 FM and 107.7 FM in beautiful downtown New Orleans.
And
We
we
don't know
are,
what happened to Paul, but
well, no, Paul has said, explain, as we can actually absolutely see, there are technical difficulties. We
With us.
apologize, and we do apologize for that. We are working through that, and, there's a lot of things going on, absolutely, and beyond our control or Paul's control. And I know that Michelle and the network are trying everything they can to fix it. We're happy to be here. We came on as
Right.
guests, and we are very happy to be with him on the show. I don't know what questions he had for us. I'm amazed that I'm on the show with you, but maybe it's a good thing because I'm helping you. I don't know. So if there's any.
You guys hear me?
yes,
Oh, now we can, yes.
ladies and gentlemen, it's magic.
Unfortunately the system has gone down to, it allows me to use my microphone, but that's it. But you're doing a good job. Keep going. I'm going to go down the pub.
We're
So
only
we have
helping, Paul.
I think we have about 10 minutes left of the show.
We got about 10 minutes left. Yeah.
Right, and so people, please ask us any questions
Here, wait.
I'm
Paul,
getting,
do you
Yeah.
have any questions?
Yeah. Am I going to keep my show?
Oh, Lord, this is too much. I never expected this, I'll tell you that.
I don't know what's gone wrong with my system tonight, but everything just went literally seconds before the show.
And
Because
I
I'm
had
here
just,
working, and I come off working to go and sort something out, and I come back on again, and it just went poof, everything went down. Everything went down.
and I had just asked you if you were trying to slip me a Mickey, remember?
slip you a Mickey.
Oh, Lord, this is funny.
Okay,
Golly,
well,
this is funny.
we did want to have it sort of, I mean, whenever Roger and Paul get together, I do think that it is really rather entertaining.
Folks, picture us on stage. We're going to have a ball.
Maybe this is a sign of things to come,
Yep.
perhaps.
Could well be.
I hope so. Oh, I love it that your voice is up there.
Uh-oh.
At least it's there.
Yeah, thank the Lord, yes.
And tell you what, it worked well tonight. We should do this more often because there's lots of movement in the show. It's going to be here till about 1 a.m. in the morning to make sure that it works again. But it's driving absolutely potty otherwise.
I know.
Paul, do you recall that we were going to do a radio show together?
We were.
Maybe I should put the camera down. Watch this. There, now you can't see me. You can hear me, though.
Hey, Roger, don't tempt fate.
There, I'm back.
I still think that we should do Faye's Angels as well. Right?
What?
I still think Faye should do her own show, Faye's Angels.
Please, will everybody please get onto this and tell her?
Well,
I keep saying it.
I'm not saying no. I'm just saying
No.
I'm considering it. I'm just saying I'm gathering information. I'm really gathering a lot of information.
I'm going by what Kathy Hanley says. Watch this. Paul, this is your conscience speaking.
I have a clear conscience.
Oh, Lord, is this funny? Golly. I never had so much fun. This is great.
So if I do a show, I will need a lot of input from everybody on this channel.
Well, they're seeing it right now.
Well, I would love to know what maybe some of the topics might be, what is concerning to you, what you might.
Well, you see, you've got a unique perspective, Faye. You have a connection to what we do, but from a different perspective.
I have a perspective from the viewer's perspective, absolutely. And can I just kind of, I was thinking about this perspective I've had watching Roger, first of all, helping him in his show, in our shows for the past 5 years. At first, when he would come out with some of the things that he would come out with, I was just learning to trust what he said. It was rather awkward or not frightening, but I just didn't want him to be hurt by what he said by people who would go, well, that's just, BS. But it turned out that it was not BS. It was true to the person that he was talking to. Because as you know, Roger's style is just to really be direct and just, he just comes out with it because that's what the Spirit says. As I worked with him and just kind of eased myself or calmed myself down to just listen, I learned that it is real. I learned that I already knew there was more to life than just this, what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
I believe that. And then I tapped into you, Paul, and I thought, boy, he's very much like Roger, but different. And it really gave me a whole new perspective on everything I'm looking at.
In answer to Neil, I see
Yes.
spirits. It's like a
Yes.
faded grayish type of spirit that goes by. I see them. So yes, I do my third eye, but I also see the spirit.
He does. I asked him about that, and I have asked questions of Roger a lot about what. Wow, is
Wow,
my
that
echo?
question.
That's your
Wow.
mic.
That's Faye. Yeah.
This isn't even plugged in.
Hey,
This
Paul,
is
do you
not
want to do
plugged
the
in.
sign off or what?
Yeah, so I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen of the world, and especially to all of the beautiful people listening to us on 105.3 to 107.7 FM from the beautiful city of New Orleans, coming to you live through the Latitude Lion Talk Radio Network. I will be back with you on Monday night with all brand new equipment. And Roger and Faye will be back with you on Saturday with their show, Little Mugs for You. I'm not sure I'll be able to stop in to say hi this weekend, but
No
if
problem.
things shift the way they may I'll be here. But I will see you guys here Monday night, 5 at 8 p.m. UK time. That's 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm not too sure what time it is in your time frame, Roger and Faye.
10:30 in the morning.
10:30 Central Time
Yep.
for our
10:30
show?
in the morning. My show
Thank
goes out
you,
at
Neil.
10:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
even though it's what 8 p.m. for me.
Yeah.
Really?
No, his time is 4:30 in the afternoon when we do our
Right.
show on
That's how I
Saturday.
meant my show. Your show's
You're talking
10:30 in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah, but yours to watch us is 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I meant Monday night. But
Oh, Monday night.
Oh.
We watch you.
Where are we?
my show on Monday night will be 8 p.m. UK time Central,
That's
Central
2 o'clock
is-
for us.
2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so 4 p.m. Eastern. I will see you all then. Roger and Faye will be live in your faces on Saturday morning at 10:30, 4 o'clock to 4:30 for us here in the UK. It's
Thank
been
you,
a great
everyone.
pleasure to all of the new people who's come and joined us tonight. Sorry about the technical issues, but you know what? It's live, and
Yep.
and I'm just going to go now. I'm out in the rain and shout and scream in a minute. And we will see you all very, very soon. Thank you so much for hanging around. Please don't forget to share the show. Please don't forget to send it out there to everybody else so they can enjoy the show as well. I'll see you all very soon. Good night.
Good night, everybody.